Welcome to my channel. I hope you like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this little hat. It's for baby boys and girls between 0 and 3 months. I made it to match the Leo cardigan along with the Snowdrop baby blanket. In the information box, you can find both of those tutorials. Now, this little hat, like I said, is for 0 to 3 months, but you can easily make it smaller or bigger from a newborn size and up to an adult size using standard hat size measurements that I'm going to provide you with here in this tutorial. You can also find that information in the information box below, along with the link to my Etsy shop if you prefer written pattern. Thank you so much for your support. Now, to make this little hat along with a matching little sweater, this is the yarn that I used. This is DK weight yarn, but you can also use any number 3 yarn or 8 ply. For the 0 to 3 month size, I used a total of 21 grams in blue and about 4 grams in the white color. I also used 12 grams for the pom-pom. At the end of the tutorial, you can find how I made my pom-pom, so make sure to look there. Okay, without further ado, let's get started, and thank you so much for watching. To make the little hat, I'll be using this 3mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this DK weight yarn. You can also use any number 3 or 8 ply. At the beginning of the video, I showed you the yarn that I'm using, and I told you how much yarn we're going to need for the size that we're making here in this tutorial. It's the same yarn that I used to make the little sweater, the Leo cardigan. In the information box, I'll go ahead and leave you the link to this tutorial along with the matching baby blanket. So we're making a little hat to match the little sweater. So here to begin, I'm going to be using standard hat measurements. I'm going to be making the 0 to 3 month size. So the width of the crown needs to measure between 4 and 4.5 inches. Don't worry about these measurements. This is for another style of hat. So if you want to take a screenshot, there it is. I will also leave these measurements in the information box because you can make this hat from a preemie size and up to an adult extra large. So you can make a mommy and daddy matching hat if you like. So here to begin, we're going to make the 0 to 3 month size. So we're going to start from the crown and then work our way down. So to begin here with the 3mm hook and the yarn that I mentioned, we're going to make a magic circle. So all you do here is just hold the tail end and wrap this around 2 fingers. Hold it right here where it joins and just insert your hook and just grab a loop like this. Now here to begin, I'm going to chain 2. These 2 chains will never count as a stitch from here on. Now inside this circle, make a total of 12 double crochets like this. By the way, if you use those measurements, you can use any yarn weight with any hook size. The important thing are the measurements, but in the information box, I'll go ahead and put some information on how you can make it smaller or bigger using a smaller or bigger hook size. So make sure to look there if you need that information. So here I'm going to make a total of 12 double crochets. Here so far I have 2, 4, 6. There, I have 12 double crochets. Now we're going to close the circle. So pull this tail end like this, and the circle is going to close. Now to begin here, we're going to join to the first double crochet, not the chains, but on top of the first double crochet, join with a slip stitch. So here's row 1 with a total of 12 double crochets. Now chain 2, and beginning on top of the first stitch, which is the same stitch that we joined into, make 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Into the next 2 double crochets, and so on. For each double crochet, you're going to make 2 double crochets. At the end of this second row, we're going to be left with 24 double crochets. I will meet you at the end of this second row. I'm here at the end of the second row. I have a total of 24 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 3, chain 2. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, which is the same one that we joined into, make 2 double crochets. Now into the next, make 1. And this is how we're going to continue. Into the next, make 2, and into the next, 1. and so on. So you're going to do 2 1 2 1 all around. At the end of this third row, we're going to have 36 double crochets. I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of the third row. I have a total of 36 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 4, we're going to chain 2, beginning on top of the first double crochet, which is the same stitch we joined into. Make 2 double crochets. So this is a double crochet increase. We always start the row with a double crochet increase. Now into the next 2 double crochets, make 1. And this is how you're going to continue. Again, into the next, make a double crochet increase. And into the next 2, a double crochet. So 2 1 1 2 1 1 all around. At the end of this fourth row, we're going to have a total of 48 stitches. I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of row 4. I have a total of 48 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 5, I'm going to chain 2, and beginning on top of the first stitch, which is the same one that we joined into, make 2 double crochets. Now into the next 3 double crochets, make 1 double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3. And this is how we're going to continue. Again, a double crochet increase into the next stitch. And then into the next 3, 1 double crochet. It's 1, 2, 3, and so on. So you're going to continue with 2, then 1 1 1 2 1 1 1. At the end of this fifth row, we're going to have 60 double crochets. I will meet you at the end. I finished row 5. At the end of this row, I have a total of 60 double crochets. Now I have the measurement that I need for the size that I'm making. This here, it's measuring about 4.25 inches, which is within the measurement that I need for the 0 to 3 month size, these measurements here. So it says that it needs to measure between 4 and 4.5 inches. Mine measures about 4.25. If you're making this in any other size or using a different yarn weight with a different hook size, then you would just continue and make the circle bigger. So if you need to make row 6, you're going to start with 2 double crochets, then into the next 4, 1 double crochet. And at the end of that 6th row, you're going to have 72 stitches. So you would increase 12 stitches at the end of each row. So for row 7, you would make 2 double crochets, then into the next 5, 1 double crochet. For row 8, you would make 2 double crochets, and then into the next 6, 1 double crochet, and so on. And again, you would increase 12 stitches at the end of each row. I don't need to make any more rows, so what I'm going to do next here is just continue with the stitch pattern, which is the snowdrop stitch. So here for row 1 of the body, we're going to start the snowdrop stitch. I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to turn. This first row, I'm going to work on the wrong side. I'm going to go back into the first stitch, which is the same stitch that I joined into. So right here into this same stitch, you can see the little hole there. And into this stitch here, make a double crochet, chain 1, single crochet. So this here is the first shell of row 1. Now we're going to skip 2, and into the third double crochet, make 2 double crochets, chain 1, single crochet. Again, skip 2, and into the third, make 2 double crochets, chain 1, single crochet. One more time, skip 2, and into the third, make 2 double crochets, chain 1, single crochet. This is how I'm going to continue for row 1 of the body. I will meet you here at the end. I'm here at the end of row 1. I have my last shell. I have a total of 20 shells at the end of this row. Here at the end, I'm going to skip 2 double crochets, and to finish the row, I'm going to go here into the third chain at the beginning, and I'm going to join with a slip stitch. And this is row 1 with a total of 20 shells. Now for row 2, This is the row that we're going to repeat from here on. So chain 1 and turn, and beginning in the chain space of the first shell, make a slip stitch. Now once here, make 3 chains and then a double crochet. Chain 1 and then a front post single crochet into the first double crochet. Now in the next shell in the chain space, make 2 double crochets, chain 1, front post single crochet into the first double crochet. I have the next shell, same thing, 2 double crochets, chain 1, front post single crochet, and so on. Continue like this all around the second row. I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of the second row. This row was worked on the right side. Here's my last shell. I have 20 shells. To finish each row, we're always going to go here to the beginning in the third chain here at the top, join with a slip stitch. Now to begin each row from here on, you're going to chain 1 and turn. We have the first shell in the chain space of the first shell here, make a slip stitch, and now chain 3. In this same chain space of the first shell, make a double crochet, chain 1, and then a front post single crochet. Now into the next shells in the chain space, you're going to make 2 double crochets, 1 chain, front post single crochet into the first double crochet. Again, in the next chain space of the next shell, make 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then a front post single crochet. Continue like this for this third row. I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of the third row. I have a total of 20 shells. Now to finish each row from here on, you always go into the third chain here at the beginning and join with a slip stitch. Now to begin each row, you always chain 1 and turn, and then make a slip stitch in the chain space of the first shell. Once here, chain 3, and then a double crochet, chain 1, and then a front post single crochet into the first double crochet. Again into the next shell, make 2 double crochets, chain 1, front post single crochet into the first double crochet, and so on. This is how we're going to continue for the rest of the hat. I'm going to do this until I have, I don't know, about an inch, inch and a half, and then we're going to start on the brim. Here are the measurements again. I'm making the 0 to 3 month size, so the total length needs to be between 5 and 5.5 inches. I'm going to leave about an inch from the total length to make the brim. You can do the same, or you can make more rows and make the brim wider. That would be up to you. So continue watching. I will let you know how many rows I'm going to do here, and then we're going to start on the brim. I finished the body of the hat. I did a total of 10 rows. Row 10 was worked on the right side. Now this part here from the top of the crown to the end of the last row, it's measuring about 11.5 centimeters, which is about 4.5 inches. Now based on the measurements that I gave you at the beginning, these here, I have about 1.25 inches left, or about 3 centimeters from the total height. If you're making this hat for any other size, just go ahead and leave about an inch and a half for the brim. We're going to now continue with the brim. So I'm going to change yarn color. If you're not changing yarn color, then just go ahead and chain 1, turn, make a slip stitch in the chain space of the first shell, and then chain 3. Here to begin row 1 of the brim, which is the same for all sizes, I'm only going to do maybe 2-3 rows depending on the size, but if you want to make the brim wider, then you can do that as well. Just make sure to stay within those measurements for whatever size you're making. So here to begin, we're going to do this first row from the wrong side. So I'm going to go into the first shell in the chain space here, grab a loop, bring it through, chain 2. Now these 2 chains counts as 1 half double crochet, because in this row I'm going to make half double crochets. So into this same chain space of the first shell, make a half double crochet and then a half double crochet, so that here we have 3 half double crochets including the 2 chains. Now in the chain space of the next shell, make 3 half double crochets. In the chain space of the next shell, Same thing, 3 half double crochets. And this is how I'm going to continue all around for this first row of the brim. So continue, I will meet you here at the end. I'm here at the end of this first row for the brim. I have a total of 20 shells. Now each shell has 3 half double crochets, so that's a total of 60 half double crochets, including the 2 chains here at the beginning at the end of this first row. Now to finish, go into the second chain here at the beginning and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 2, chain 1 and turn. Row 2 is going to be worked on the right side. Here in this row, what I plan to do is front post and back post half double crochets. So here, to begin into the first half double crochet of the first shell here, make a front post half double crochet. Now, make sure that these stitches are nice and loose, that way they're easier to make. And just pull on the yarn and you can see the stitch right there. So just insert your hook into the next and make a back post half double crochet. And take your time. Into the next, a front post half double crochet. We have the next shell, make a back post half double crochet, front post half double crochet into the next, and back post half double crochet into the next, and so on. And this is all I'm going to do for this second row. Front post and back post half double crochets. So continue, finish this second row. I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of the second row, the brim. I have done front post and back post half double crochets. Now to finish, go into the first chain here at the beginning and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finish row 2. I have 60 half double crochets. Now go ahead and measure your hat like this. You may not need to continue with the third row. For me, I'm going to make one more row because it's a little bit short. So if I leave it like this, it's going to be too short. So I'm going to make one more row, but depending on your tension, you may already have the measurement here that you need. So for row 3, if you want to make a third row, chain 1 and then work a front post half double crochet here into the first stitch and then a back post half double crochet into the next, front post half double crochet into the next, back post half double crochet into the next, and so on. Continue like this all around, just alternating between front posts and back post half double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this third row. I finished making row 3 of the brim. At the end, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn and pass my yarn through that last loop. So this little hat is done. Here's the back side. And here's the front. The finished measurement is about 16 centimeters, which is about 6.25 inches, which is within the measurements that I gave you at the beginning of the tutorial. So the little hat is all done. Now I'm going to show you how to make a pom-pom. I do have a tutorial already in the information box. I'll go ahead and leave you the link. But let me show you here how I make my pom-poms. Now, first thing that you need to do is just go ahead and cut some yarn. Make sure that you double it up. I have 3 strands here. This is number 3 weight yarn, and this here is about 18 inches. So go ahead and cut some yarn here because this is what we're going to use to tie our pom-pom with. And the yarn that I'm going to use is this here. This is a number 5 yarn. I only have this much left. I can't do much with this other than make a pom-pom. So I'm going to go ahead and use this, but you can use any weight yarn. So here, to begin, we're going to wrap the yarn around 4 fingers like this, and I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to count. I have 3, 4, so here I wrapped it around about 180 times. I'm going to make a pretty big pom-pom, so I think that this is fine. Depending on the weight of the yarn that you're using, you may need to continue if you want to make it bigger than mine, or stop whenever you feel it's enough. For me, I think it's fine. So here before I remove them out of my finger, I'm going to put this through like this, and I'm going to tie it. You can go ahead and cut your yarn. So now we're going to tie this. So make a double knot here and then pull. Make sure that you're using at least 2 strands here because you're going to pull this very tightly. And now again, tie it twice and pull. Now we're going to cut this using heavy duty scissors. So you're going to go through the middle and cut. Like this. Now hold it like this. Now you're going to just trim all around like this. Careful, don't cut your hand, and use sharp scissors, but be very careful. You don't want to cut your hand. You're just going to go around and cut like this. Let's see. I think this is too big, so now hold it again. This here is about, I don't know, 2 inches, and cut the top until you have the size that you want. You can also use a pom-pom maker. I don't have one because I like how my pom-poms turn out when I do it this way. There, I think that's pretty good. Let's see. Yes, so now all we're going to do is just trim the bottom part. The top is perfect. So now all you're going to do is just go all around and trim the bottom. Now just go around, make sure that it's nice and round, and I think mine is. So now let me clean up here. Okay, so my pom-pom is done. That's how it looks. It's nice and round, and it's pretty big. It's about, I don't know, 3-4 inches. So now we're going to attach it to the hat like this. That's gonna look super cute. Now with a crochet hook, we're going to go through the center here. So on this side, pull this end, and on the opposite side of that, pull the other end. Now here we are going to tie the 2 ends here right in the middle. I'm just going to leave it like this for now because I still need to record the Spanish tutorial. And here's the finished hat with a pom-pom. Look how cute that looks. You can go around if you see some ends that are not even here, like this here, and this here, and this here. Don't cut too much. Perfect. Here's the finished little hat with a pom-pom. So now let me try it on the little model here. Her head circumference is for baby from 0 to 3 months. So let's try it on her. Let's see. Perfect. Look how cute that looks. There it is. Now, if this part here is too big, you can always fold it and make this into a brim like this. For me, I think it's a little too short, but you could always add 1 more row and it'll be perfect if you want to add a brim that folds. So here's the finished little hat. Look how cute that looks. So adorable. So you can make this hat for any size, any age, using those measurements. And I told you already in the tutorial what you need to do if you're making it for different sizes. So here's the finished little hat to match the little sweater, the Leo cardigan, this one here that I did with the snowdrop stitch. Comment below and let me know if you want me to make a matching pants or maybe some overalls. I'll gladly go ahead and do that, but make sure to comment. I think I'll do a pair of baby mittens. I'll show you that at the end if I do make that. And of course, you can always find the tutorial in the information box if I do decide to make one. So there it is. The little hat is all done with the pom-pom. So this was today's tutorial. Oh, before I do that, the finished measurement I think I gave you, the total length is about 13 centimeters or about 5.25 inches, and the circumference from one end to the other, just the top, it's about 16 centimeters, which is about 6.25 inches. So it's for 0 to 3 months. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.